Impact segment tonight, public school in Louisiana had a policy allowing it to test female students for pregnancy. The ACLU and other liberal organizations threatened to sue the school. Administrators buckled. The policy was revoked. But the bigger question is, why do schools, I should say, what do schools have a right to do with their students? Joining us now from Los Angeles, attorney Anahita Sedaghatfar, who you've been involved in some of these cases where students are told by their public school administration or their school board, you can't do this, and then they run and they get the lawsuit and all of that. Let's just do with the Louisiana thing first. The basic thrust of this charter school was to test the girls. If they tested positive for pregnancy, then they were homeschooled instead of being in the school because they didn't want to send a message that teenage pregnancy was good. Obviously, that didn't work down there. Do you agree with that?
I absolutely don't agree with that. I mean, Bill, you're a teacher. You used to be a teacher. You love kids. You're an advocate of education. You're a defender of the Constitution. There were so many things wrong with that policy. Not only did it clearly violate federal law, Title IX, which explicitly prohibits schools from discriminating against students based on pregnancy, it's unconstitutional.
Okay.
I
don't have a beef with that. I probably, if I were the principal of the school or the head of the school board, would have said, that's going too far. I mean, you don't want to encourage, obviously don't want to encourage pregnancy, but you do have a right to be humane, and the student does have a right to be educated, and it's better for society if she is, so that maybe she can support the child that she gives birth to. Okay. What about, this is the big problem in public schools right now, texting with the phones, okay? Now, here's my view on it. You can have the phone in your locker, and at lunchtime, you can text or call, and if you, after school, you can, but not in the hallway, not in the classroom, can't have the phone on your person when you're involved in academics, okay?
Okay. Well, yeah, the school can certainly set policies here. I mean, the school has an interest in protecting the safety, the health of their students. Would you support that policy as an attorney? I would support that policy, but as long as the search of that cell phone or the use of that cell phone is constricted within the limits of the Constitution here.
Okay, fine. We all want the Constitution to be applied to public school settings. But you would support, because it's a distraction, you can't have these kids in class texting and calling all over the place. You can have it in your locker, but you can't have it in academics. Fine. All right, we both agree.
Absolutely.
Common ground has been reached, ladies and gentlemen. Drugs. I say that as a school principal, I have a right to search any school locker I want for any kind of public safety intrusion, including narcotics, weapons, anything like that. You had a locker in this school, I can search it. You say?
I say it's okay to search lockers, but there has to be reasonable suspicion. They can't, school officials can't arbitrarily, based on a hunch, go ahead and search. No, they have to have a reasonable suspicion.
Why can't they say, we're going to do a search today on everybody's locker? We're not singling out anybody. All the lockers overnight are going to get searched. Why not?
I would argue that's not constitutional. Why not?
Why?
Because students have a expectation of privacy in their lockers.
If there is a school problem, if there's something going on, it's incumbent upon school authorities to solve the problem. If there's drugs in the school, they have to go look for them. All right, I disagree with you on that. I think that the school has an obligation, because it's not on private property, it's on public property, the locker. Public property.
All that's required, Bill, reasonable suspicion is all that's required. That is a very low standard. If there's a lot of drugs in the school, it's reasonable suspicion. There might be some in the locker, so I'm searching them. Now, what about drug testing the student? What about drug testing a student that you might feel is stoned? When I was in the classroom, I saw stoned kids. All right? I would have liked to have had them tested, drug tested, to see what we were dealing with. Do you oppose? I agree with drug testing. I believe drug testing is okay. Again, if there's a reasonable suspicion, and again, if it involves students involved in extracurricular activities where they can put themselves at harm or others at harm, I absolutely agree with that.
Okay. All right. So just recapping, the pregnancy thing, no. All right, we don't agree with that.
Absolutely not. No way.
You can't be denying an education because somebody's pregnant.
Absolutely.
We agree that cell phones should be regulated to the locker and not visible or not allowed during academics. And we split on the drugs. I say they can search any locker at any time. You say no, but they can drug test if there's reasonable suspicion a kid is stoned. Do I have it?
Yes.
All right, Counselor,
You got
very
it right.
good. We appreciate it.